Hi guys, this is Jennifer here, and this is the first episode of All About You. I have with me Dr. Rakesh from New Pa Family Clinic, and today we are going to discuss about the topic of habits.
Hi Jennifer.
Hi. Hi doctor, do you know why I want to talk to you about habits?
Oh, I have no idea. Go ahead. Shoot me.
Yeah, because I think, right, the quality of our life depends on the quality of our habits.
I agree.
Yeah, and then I have all these questions are posed by my friends.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think we have been in the industry for many years, right? People do come to us and ask, hey, do you think this is good for us?
Yeah,
this is
of
good
course,
for...
all the time.
Yeah, so I thought, hey, it would be good to have you to answer all these questions for them.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so I think nowadays the trend is actually sugar-free.
Oh yes.
But I have this group of friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They drink bubble tea almost every day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I used to drink bubble tea every day also. Yeah, but now I'm on the fitness program, so I thought I should cut that.
Okay.
But do you think having bubble tea every day is a good thing?
Honestly speaking, if you have it once in a while, like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, that's absolutely fine. But having bubble tea every day, that's a bit of a stretch. So you're really putting yourself at risk if you do that. Going back to your topic of sugar-free, right? You know, when back in the 80s and 90s, right, there was this whole fat-free trend. You know, all over the world. It started off in the US. There were people, you know, who were just obsessed with getting rid of fat from their diet. So, and then the media, the FDA, and every other organization that was into healthcare was advocating getting rid of fat.
Yep.
But that was primarily based on the fact that there were studies that showed that, you know, if you take lots of fat, you put yourself at increased risk of heart disease. But then as more and more studies were done, they found out that that's not really the case all the time.
Okay.
So, and then they discovered that it was mostly carbohydrates, particularly simple or refined carbohydrates.
Okay.
Yeah, so things like sugars that made things worse for people. And that's when the whole thing shifted to sugar reduction and sugar-free, you know, approach to diet. And it became really popular after a while because people could actually see measurable difference in their lives when they cut out sugar. And then it's still going strong, the trend. And I think, in my opinion, it's a good trend because you know, in the long term, we want people to lead healthier lives. And if something can help with that, then that's great. You see. So coming back to bubble tea, the hot topic of the day, right?
Yeah.
So bubble tea. Okay, the problem with bubble tea is that it's okay. Let me give you an example. Like for example, a regular sized brown sugar boba milk tea, right?
That's my favorite.
You want to make a wild guess how many calories that gives you?
300?
Yeah, spot on.
Really?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's roughly about 300 calories, right? So out of that, 50% or more is just simple sugars.
Okay.
So you're basically flooding your system with sugars in a matter of minutes. Because I think most people finish drinking the drink at the most half an hour, right? Because once it's not cold, it's not nice anymore. So you're just loading your intestines with sugar, and then that gets absorbed, and then once it goes into your bloodstream, boom, your pancreas is activated, and then it starts producing insulin, and then it's basically stressed out, and you know, it just goes into a state of anxiety attack, and then that puts a lot of stress on your system.
Okay.
And over the long term, if you keep repeating this, you're in for trouble because the excess sugar is going to get stored in your liver in the form of fats and cause you to have fatty liver, and sometimes the same sugar can you know, cause what we call, in medical terms, we call this postprandial hypoglycemia. In simple terms, you feel sleepy after eating.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean. So you know, when you finish a meal and then about an hour later you feel really sleepy, especially in the afternoons, that's because your meal is full of sugar.
But I have friends that take bubble tea almost every day, but they are still as skinny.
Okay. See, being skinny does not mean you're healthy. That's the first thing we need to get out of the way, right? So, being skinny does not mean you're healthy. So, there are lots of skinny people who are actually leading terribly unhealthy lives. So, being slim does not mean that you're leading a very healthy life. So, medically speaking, if you think about it, I mean, there's no direct correlation between your weight and how healthy you are.
Okay.
What matters more is your muscle, percentage of fat and percentage of muscle in your body. So there are very thin people, but they have very little muscle. So that doesn't, give them a very healthy profile.
So that's not the indicator, right?
Exactly, that's not the indicator. So the better indicator for how healthy you are would probably be a few metrics. Firstly, would be your BMI. You want to stay in a healthy BMI range for men and women. Mostly, ballpark figure is roughly around 21 to 23. That'll be the best. But if you can't, then at least below 25.
Okay.
Then if you go anything above 25, you're entering the overweight, obese zone already. So that's BMI, right? But then BMI is also skewed by this muscle and fat thing, right?
Yes.
So then you also want to know that your fat percentage. So if you can keep your body fat somewhere like between 12 to 15% for men, and for women it's about 2% higher than that, still okay. So, but majority of people who are skinny actually have much higher fat percentages if they don't exercise.
Yeah, because they don't have muscles, right?
And they don't have muscle. Yeah. So these guys can drink all the bubble tea they want and have the same weight, but that doesn't mean
they're healthy.
they're healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.